celestial body on which human beings have made a manned landing. While the Soviet Union's Luna program was the first to reach the moon with an unmanned spacecraft, the United States NASA Apollo program achieved the only manned missions to date, beginning with the first manned lunar missions by Apollo 8 in 1968 and 6 manned lunar landings between 1969 and 1972, the first being Apollo 11 in 1969. On November 13, 2009, NASA announced the discovery of proof that water exists on the moon, based on data obtained from the Al-Cross Lunar Impact Mission. The proper English name for its natural satellite is simply the moon capitalized. Moon is a Germanic word related to the Latin mensis, or month. It is ultimately a derivative of the Proto-Indo-European root mi, also represented in measure. The moon is occasionally referred to by its Latin name Luna. The moon is in synchronous rotation, which means it rotates about its axis in about the same time it takes to orbit the Earth. This results in it keeping nearly the same face turned towards the Earth at all times. The moon used to rotate at a faster rate, but early in its history, its rotation slowed and became locked in this orientation as a result of frictional effects associated with the tidal deformations caused by the Earth. The dark and relatively featureless lunar plains, which can clearly be seen with the naked eye, are called maria, singular for mare, Latin for seas, since they were believed by ancient astronomers to be filled with water. These are now known to be vast solidified pools of ancient basaltic lava. The lighter colored regions of the moon are called terrae, or more commonly just highlands, since they are higher than most maria. Several prominent mountain ranges on the near side are found along the periphery of the giant impact basins, many of which lava have been filled with moraine basalt. The surface of Earth's moon is marked by impact craters which form when asteroids and comets collide with the lunar surface. There are about 500,000 craters with diameters greater than 1 kilometer on the moon. The lack of an atmosphere, weather, and recent geological processes ensures that many of these craters have remained relatively well preserved in comparison to those on Earth.
An eclipse is an astronomical event that occurs when one celestial body moves into the shadow of another, the alignment of three or more celestial bodies in the same gravitational system along the straight line. An occultation of the sun by the moon is termed as a solar eclipse. The type of solar eclipse event depends on the distance of the moon from the Earth during the event. A total solar eclipse occurs when the Earth intersects the umbra portion of the moon's shadow. There are 4 types of solar eclipses, namely, a total eclipse which occurs when the sun is completely obscured by the moon. The intensely bright disk of the sun is replaced by the dark silhouette of the moon, and the much fainter corona is visible. An annular eclipse occurs when the sun and the moon are exact in line, but the apparent size of the moon is smaller than that of the sun. Hence, the sun appears as a very bright ring or annulus surrounding the outline of the moon. A hybrid eclipse, also called as annular or total eclipse, transitions between a total and annular eclipse. At some points on the surface of the Earth, it is visible as a total eclipse, whereas at others it is annular. Hybrid eclipses are comparatively rare. A partial eclipse occurs when the sun and the moon are not exactly in line and the moon only partially obscures the sun. Lunar eclipses occur when the moon passes through the Earth's shadow. Since this occurs only when the moon is on the far side of the Earth from the sun, lunar eclipses only occur when there is a full moon. A lunar eclipse also lasts longer, taking several hours to complete, with totality itself usually averaging anywhere from about 30 minutes to over an hour. There are 3 types of lunar eclipses: penumbral, when the moon crosses only the Earth's penumbra; partial, when the moon crosses partially into the Earth's umbra; and total when the moon circles entirely within the Earth's umbra. Total lunar eclipses pass through all three phases. Even during a total lunar eclipse, however, the moon is not completely dark. Sunlight refracted through the Earth's atmosphere intersects the umbra and provides a faint illumination. A lunar phase or phase of the moon refers to the appearance of the illuminated portion of the moon as seen by an observer, usually on Earth. They are not caused by shadows on the Earth and the moon that occur during a lunar eclipse. The moon exhibits different phases as the relative geometry of the sun, Earth, and moon changes, appearing as a full moon when the sun and the moon are on opposite sides of the Earth, and as a new moon also named dark moon, as it is not visible at night, when they are on the same side. When the sun and moon are aligned on the same side of the Earth, the moon is new, and the side of the moon visible from Earth is not illuminated from the sun. As the moon waxes, the amount of illuminated surface is seen from Earth is increasing. The lunar phases progress from new moon, crescent moon, first quarter moon, gibbous moon, and full moon phases, before returning through the gibbous moon, third quarter moon, crescent moon, and new moon phases. The terms old moon and new moon are interchangeable, although new moon is more common. Half moon is often used to mean the first and third quarter moons. A blue moon can refer to the third full moon in a season with 4 full moons or the second full moon of a calendar month.
Shawty's like a melody in my head that I can't keep out. Got me singing like na 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 every day's like my iPod stuck on replay. Shawty's like a melody in my head that I can't keep out. Got me singing like na 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 every day's like my iPod stuck on replay. Remember the first time we met? You was at the mall with your friends. I was scared to approach ya, but then you came closer, hoping you would give me a chance. Who would have ever knew that we would ever be more than friends? We're railroad white, breaking all the rules. She like a song played again and again. That girl, like something of a poster. That girl is a dime, they say. That girl is a gun to my holster, and she's running through my mind all day. Hey, Shawty's like a melody in my head that I can't keep out. Got me singing like na 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 every day's like my iPod stuck on replay. Shawty's like a melody in my head that I can't keep out. Got me singing like na 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 every day's like my iPod stuck on replay. See you being all around the globe. Not once did you leave my oh.